Hey guys, we are going to be breaking down two charts today. The first one we're going to look at is TLRY. We have been trading this in our group. We have open positions as the market closed Friday going into Monday. We'll still be in those. So right now, TLRY is sitting at a pretty critical level. We are just under the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. If you look here on the chart, we closed just under it, but I'm okay with the levels we're at. If you look, we are at 1461, and we have been holding above the 14 range for some time now. If you go all the way back to the beginning of the year, mid-January, we had a gap up, and we gapped from $12 range all the way up to the 20 range. But since we broke the 14 range, 1390 to 14, we have been trading above that since January. Even when we come here, you look here, we were trading back in March around the 14 levels. We dipped down to the mid 13 range, but we were able to pull back above that. We traded up. We came back down. We settled, but we have settled down as of Friday market close right above that 14 level. I think we're going to trade up from 14. Now, if we do trade up from 14, we will find resistance around 17. So we're going to have to watch that level. If you're in positions at 14, you've got a good entry. I'd be looking at 17 for your exit, or at least be keeping an eye on those levels. But we do need to get back above the moving averages. Of course, all of this will depend on how the markets open Monday. If we walk into a sell-off, the markets are red pre-market, we're going to see TLRY come down below the moving averages. It's going to stay there. And I think we could hold the 13 range. So I think even with a sell-off, even with a red market, we still could hold 13. Of course, worst case scenario, if we go below 13, all bets are off for me below 13 range, because we could come down as far as the $12 range. So market opens well on Monday. We hold that 14 level. We come off of that. I'm hoping we're heading for 17 from there. The second chart I want to look at is NIO. Now, NIO is one that is at some pretty interesting levels as well. Let's keep in mind, going into a NIO play, or if you're holding NIO, that we do have upcoming earnings. NIO will report earnings on August the 11th. Typically, when you're looking at an earnings play, you get a run up until earnings. I typically cut my plays before we get to earnings day, because a lot of times, even when we beat expected numbers on earnings, we still sell off afterwards. So I will be looking at that going into earnings. We've got a few days. We've got a week actually to play this out and see what happens going into earnings. But for NIO, we are going to look at the year-to-date chart. NIO closed out Friday just above the 20 and the 50-day moving average. So on Friday, we saw NIO establish support levels around, I think our support was 44 range, and then our resistance on the daily Friday was 45 range. So we are trading right in the middle of that. We are above the moving averages for closeout Friday. So what's going to happen with NIO? Well, a few things could happen. If we get a good market, NIO trades up, or it begins to trade up into earnings, we could see 44 go up and try to test the 47 range. If we get above 47, we're looking at the 49 range to 50. After that, if there's a really big run up on earnings, we could see NIO go ahead and trade into the low 50 range up to 53. I don't think we'll break 53, 54 range before earnings call. So if you're entering a play or holding a play on NIO, Monday morning, watch to see if we hold these levels here at 44. If we do not hold those levels, then we could see a gap down to 42. We filled a gap coming up to 44. We could get back down to 42 pretty easily. A red market could also send it lower down into the 30 range. If it does, our next major support that we're looking at is 35 range. We'll probably catch at 35. We could trade between 35, 38 if NIO can't hold its momentum and hold above the moving averages, or if we just get a really red market on Monday or this week. But what I think will happen is I think we're going to come up off the 44 level and we're going to try for 47. That's going to be your level to watch. So if we can't break 47, we will bounce back down. If we do break 47 due to earnings momentum going into the earnings on the 11th, then we could easily see it test 49 to 50 range and maybe even break. So these are the two stocks we're watching going into Monday. I hope these breakdowns help a little bit. Subscribe to our page. We'll be putting out more chart breakdowns along with some business tips and other things that you might find useful.